You know, in the last year of this segment of this channel, The Average Guy, I've focused mainly on cameras, and that hasn't been a bad thing because I love those little magical boxes of love. You know, those things that record our memories, our thoughts, our hopes, and our desires. You know, whether it's a film camera, digital camera, a movie camera, I don't care. I'm going to review it. And the weirder, the better. So I'm not stopping at that. But I have come to realize that there are some things that have fallen to the wayside, through the cracks, that I should be reviewing. And that's the gear that you use alongside your camera. You know, like camera bags, tripods, monopods, like I'm using for this camera right here. You know, just things that you need to know about when you're filming. And today, I think we're going to try to rectify that. So like I said, we are going to rectify... Can't get out of this thing. Ouch. Ouch. Oh my God, I can't get out of it. I can't get out of it. Oh, Jesus. What the? Oh! Ow! Oh, Okay, I feel better. I don't know what happened. It was just like, I don't know, all of a sudden I got attacked by chickens or something. But as I was saying, we are going to rectify that situation here tonight because we are going to expand the palette of things that we talk about when it comes to cameras, such as I said, like the gear that we use around cameras, like bags, tripods, and, well, lights. And this light is not going to be, this light's going to be special. It's going to be something that I feel that you're going to want to get, especially if you are someone who goes camping, someone that needs light on set, someone who needs a little bit extra, well, you know, something in their lighting gear, because it's not just an area light, it's something else. This is a Ryobi 1 Plus tripod, tri-power area light. They say LED light, but it's an area light. And if you are a work person, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Now, you might think to yourself, how are we putting Ryobi with cameras? Well, in this video, you'll understand why, because sometimes tools can actually be used for this. And this Ryobi, again, is something special, which I think it really could work well with cameras, especially if you're on set. Now, you could use a flashlight or a lantern, but this might just give you more area and coverage of what you need. But let's start diving into this thing. So this is the Ryobi 1 Plus tripod, tri-power area light. Again, they say LED. I'm saying area light because that's what it is. It came out at the end of 2024, about 2025, and it had an MSRP of $159. Now, at the timing of this video, or right before it, I got a deal on this because Ryobi, they love their packages. They had this in a package deal. You could get 3 batteries and a charger for $199, and they would get a choice of a tool. And one of the choice of tools was this. And if you bundle it all together, if you looked at how much they were separately, that's almost like a $400 to $450 deal. So it wasn't a bad deal. And this light, again, it's got some special bangs to it. On the used market, I don't really think at this point in time there is one on the used market because it is so brand new. But if you are out there and you're watching this and you find it on the used market, you know, hit it up in the comments below. Let us know if you do see it there, because it would be nice to let someone know if they would like this. In fact, I'm thinking about getting another one because they are so wonderful. So you can still go to Ryobi.com or you can go to HomeDepot.com and you can still order the light itself. The whole kit thing, I'm not sure. It's a seasonal thing. And when it comes to lumens, we will go over that in a little bit. We'll go over the lumens, we'll go over the brightness and the modes, but let's just talk about this light itself. First, we're going to talk about the tripod itself, because if you're a camera guy, tripod doesn't need any introduction. It's pretty much what it states. And these little things act as handles, so it's easier to carry around. Also, it has these mounts, these little peekaboo holes, and what they're good for is to mount it, so just in case it's, got to line it up with this camera, just in case it's too windy or something, it will mount it, it won't go anywhere, and it's good to go. So that's that. And oh, also, it is sturdy. I'm about 170 to 180 pounds. This thing, Can hold my weight. Oh, we don't want that to happen just yet. I'm teasing you here. I'm teasing you guys. But anyways, this thing's pretty damn sturdy. So it's a tough tool as long as you take care of it. Now, from the tripod, we're going to go to the tri-power part of this wonderful piece of equipment. So, I forgot if I started over or not. Anyways, so from here we go to the tripod, or the tri-power of the tripod. It's a freaking tongue twister. Companies, you got to come up with some better names, because that's the tripod, tri-power LED light. Tri-power, tripod, LED light. Say that 3 times. Say it. Say it. Say it now. So anyways, now the tri-power of the tripod. You can use either the 18-volt battery, as you see right here, guys. The 18-volt battery. Take the 18-volt battery out, or you can slide in a 40-volt battery, as so. Now you got the 40-volt battery in there. Or if that's, you don't want that, we're going to plug this back to what we need over here. You can use an extension cord, which this will come handy later. So this will plug in just like so. There you go. You got your extension cord to it. So that's the tri-power of the tripod area light. So there is that. Now, where does this power go? How does the power get up here? Well, it goes through this shaft, the wonderful shaft that we got going. This shaft. And I guess there is a reason why it only goes down so far, because this is the shortest it goes. It doesn't go down any further than this. So, but you lift these little switches, or these little controls, and it goes up, up, up. Let's try that again. It goes up, up, up. It goes up, 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 up. Let's bring it back memories. She left me for that. I just couldn't keep up. But we're gonna try. Let's lock in the lock. And here you guys got it. 7 feet of love. 7 feet of love. Everybody knows 7 feet of love. Anyways, 7 feet, and that's where the cords are and everything. The cords are going straight up to the head. Whatever this would be. This is the LED area light. And the reason why I call it LED area light, which most of the people out there in the work world that use tripod area lights will understand that this beam shoots out all directions and it gives you 360 degrees of light. But this one has something a little bit special over all the other area lights. Look at this. It has wings. And these wings, they go up. So this means if you want to put it up, you can reflect it off the ceiling. Well, we're going to bring it down a little bit. This means you can sit there and hit it like that, and you can reflect it off the ceiling. So if you have a bright ceiling, and you can get area light out of this. And I guess if you had filters, you could put like filters on it and reflect it and get some coloring going. So you have area light right there. Now, this also has something special on it. These wings, as they come up, well, guess what? They can actually act as a direct beam. So we turn this all the way around, and direct beam, look at that. It is a flower for mommy. If you want to show mommy the flower, here, mommy, I got you a flower. It's a flower from Ryobi. Ryobi flower. It's like, lady, let me see you. Oh, yes, I love you. Anyways, so it opens up into like a flowering thing so you can get a direct beam. But why is this thing so special versus all other area lights? Because this is a multi-use area light. See, let's turn it back around. I don't know why they didn't just put it on one side, but anyways, here you go. We can take this, see the switch right here? See that, right? It comes off. Now it is a carry light, area light. A carry light, area light. That's pretty awesome. So this doesn't work with a 40 volt. This doesn't work with the extension cord. This is not a hybrid. It is just a straight 18 volt lantern at this point now. Now, if you don't want the tripod to be your area light source, this will hang like so, which is nice. Now, check this out. See this? What's this look like? Oh, it's its little brother. Right, it's a 18-volt head. I don't know what that would be called, but it's an 18-volt head. So if for some reason you don't want to use this lantern, hey, you can use this, or you can use that. You can use this, and you can use that. See, oh, bright light in the heavens. Now, what if the light is you've got enough light, and you want something to cool you down? Well, guess what? And hear that noise? That noise is we're gonna remember the noise for the next tool that we got on this. All right, okay, so that right there, that you can hook up a fan. But what if it's cool out and you don't need the light, but the bugs are bothering you? What if the bugs are bothering you? Well, the 18-volt Ryobi bug zapper. Yeah, it has a lantern on itself, has a timer, a lantern. So this could be a pretty cool tool to have on set as well. These are all tools that are great for, you know, keeping the bugs away, lighting, cooling, whatnot. But this area tripod, tri-power stand is something I think should be used in any situation you can use it. I use this, I've used it quite a bit and I've enjoyed it, and I want more because this thing is freaking awesome. But that is that for that. I can't think of anything else that we need to talk about this thing, except we need to show you what it can do. So let's go look at it, and you can judge for yourself. So let's pack it up and let's go outside. So, what did you guys think about the tripod tri-power area light? Remember, they say LED, I'm saying area light because it's an area light. I thought it did pretty good. Now, you might be thinking, hey, it's a battery and it's gonna die on me. Well, no, it's not. First of all, let's talk about how bright this thing can get. Oh, this thing makes 3,800 lumens of light on high. 38 lumens of power on high. Holy crap, that's a lot of lights. Now, let's talk about how much power you get out of this. Okay, so on the 4 milliamp hour battery, the 18 volt, you're gonna get 2.5 hours on high. If you have the 12 milliamp 18 volt batteries on high, you'll get 7.5 hours of battery. Now, if you are going to use the low, the 4 amp milliamp battery at 18 volts will go for 8 hours on low. Now, on high, on low for the 12 milliamps 18 volt battery, you get 24 hours of lighting on low if you have the 12-hour milliamp battery. Now, if you're just going to use the single panel, the single panel on a 4 milliamp battery will last 10 hours. And the 12 milliamp battery will last 30 hours. 30 hours! Jesus! Now, we're going to go up to the 40 volt battery, okay? So the 40 volt 4 milliamp battery on high will last you 4.5 hours. The 12 milliamp 40 volt battery will last you 13.5 hours on high. And if you're going to use that 40 volt battery on the low for the 4 milliamp battery, 40 milliamps 40 volt battery, it will go for 14 hours on low. So for the 12 milliamp 40 volt battery, you will get 42 hours on low for all 4 lights. Now the single panel, if you're just going to have the single panel, on the 40 volt Um, 40 volt single panel, you'll get 17 hours on for the 4 milliamp hour. Now, if you're going to use the 12 milliamp battery, 40 volt battery, you'll get 51 hours of light time. Now, you might think to yourself, I don't need the batteries. I can just run a drop cord. And you're right. You're right. You can run that drop cord to an outlet. You can drop it to some source. You can drop it to a generator, right? And if you're doing a photo shoot, the generator's not a bad thing. But what if you're doing a video shoot? What if you're making, you're doing a scene and you're about to make love to somebody? Or you're doing a murder scene, or you're doing the to be or not to be. It's great, but there's already a bunch of people watching you. You got the camera crew, you got the lighting guys, you got the director, you got all these people watching you. And the only thing you don't need is a generator going in your face while you're trying to do this scene. But you know what? Ryobi has you there. Ryobi can solve your problems with that. I need to get a little light. I need to get this over here a little bit because this thing's kind of heavy. With this right here, this is the Ryobi 40 volt, 18 watt, 40 volt, 1800 watt power inverter. You know those little inverters you have that you put on a battery that you can charge your phone and maybe a laptop or something? Well, this is like your power inverter when turned into the Hulk. And this is the Hulk version. This thing is pretty freaking awesome. It came out in 2021 with an MSRP of like This came out in 2021 with an MSRP of roughly $900 to about $1,300, depending on the package you got. Because it came with, and like I said, Ryobi loves their packages. They love doing their thing. It came out with 2 batteries or 4 batteries. And I got the one for no batteries, the tool on clearance. Because on clearance, you can get it for $325 to maybe $600. Well, I think it's still good at $600. And believe it or not, they have another version of this. They have another version of this that runs on 8 of these things. So you get the same 1800 watts out of your 18 volt batteries, which I'm going to see if I can find it just to add to the collection because I think it would be pretty dang cool. So like I said, this runs on 4 40 watt batteries. Now you can run it off just one battery, but you're not going to get the pull. So let's take a quick look around it because I don't know what else we can really say, but what it's going to be used for. So we're going to turn it on. It's on right there. And on it, you have your USB Type C, USB Type A. You have your 120, basically plugs. The plug. We'll show you the plugs in it, but plugs that go into it. So this means you can charge it. You can use your monitors, you can use your cameras, everything will plug into here and you won't lose any power. Now you might be wondering about the power runtime for this thing. Well, this thing will run for almost, I think it'll run a refrigerator. If your power is out, it'll run a refrigerator for almost 7 hours is what I heard. I heard people got testing of 7 hours. I don't know for sure. I've never done testing for it, but it will run. I've run a coffee maker off this thing. You can run a grill off this thing. But for our use, when it comes to, us working in the field for a video shoot or a photo shoot, this thing will run all your monitors. This will run your plugs. You'll charge your batteries. It will do everything that you need it to do for when it comes to your situation. Now, what we have here, you have the load level, so it'll show you how much it's pulling. You have your battery level, which, will kind of lie at times. The battery level is not always on point. Like this battery back here, it's a number 2, I think it is, and it's saying number 2 has 2 bars, and on the battery itself, this one says it has 3 bars. Back here, it says it has 2 bars. Now, I think that's number 3. Number 3, it says has 2 bars, and back here, it only has 1 bar. So I wouldn't trust the reading on this. Go by if you're going to get this and use it, use the readings off your actual batteries. Now, the cool thing about this inverter, if you don't want to take the batteries off and you want to use it for a charger, it gives you a charge cord right here, which is nice, but the problem with it is it's a slow charge. So it would charge all these batteries overnight. It's not going to be a fast charge. You're not going to get a quick charge out of it. So don't think that you're going to be able to just charge it all up. And like I said, it will run off one battery. So if you have extra batteries and one starts dying, it'll still keep going. Look at it, it's still on. And now it's not registering number 4, but we're going to put it back on and it registers number 4. Number 4 has 2 bars. And here it says it has 4 bars. So I'm not trusting that light. I am not trusting the light. But it supposedly comes with an app. It supposedly comes with an app, with the Ryobi app, which is really cool. So you should check that out. Let me think, is there anything else? It comes with this cover. So if you have it in the weather, it'll cover it up. And that's not really for me. Well, actually, for you guys out there, if you're actually using this, you're going to want to cover it up. So it just goes on like... I'm not going to stress on it, but it just basically goes on like this, and it has this neat little trap door so you can see everything and what needs to... it has a trap door on it, basically, so you can see what the hell you're doing. So we're just going to be leaving that there. And there's not really much else to say about this beautiful piece of equipment. Now, this will not really replace the generator because, like I said, from what I understand, the tests go up to about 7 hours of runtime on a refrigerator, and that's great if your power goes out for a short amount of time. But if you're at home and your power goes out and you don't know how long it's going to be out, I would suggest getting an actual generator because you can store gasoline for a little while. I don't know what that was. I just heard a noise. So if you're thinking about this for actual backing up of your power, if you know your power doesn't go out that much and you just need a little bit of power for a couple hours, great. But if you need power for more than 7 or 8 hours to keep your fridge up, get an actual generator. This is just good for like what we're using here. For like camera work, for working on set and things like that. Also for camping, this is great. If you're going to do a tailgate party, this is great. And also, remember we were talking about the generator noise? It's on. It's on. There's no noise. That is the beauty of this thing. This is why this thing is really important. This is what makes this thing. Yes, it's expensive, but if you're going to film on site, you're going to want that. You're going to want that power. Oh, we're going to do one thing. Yes. Okay. So to make it work, before we go, watch this. So you know. So we're going to. Let me get in here. All right. Let me get in the camera view here. There we go, camera view. So we're going to plug this in here. So we have it plugged into the light. There's no battery in the light, as you can see. And then we're going to plug this into here. All right, give it a second. Ready? Check that out. All right, we have power. In fact, I think when we do our test, the test that we did was using this out in the field. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was an informative little video for you guys. I hope this was something that you got some use out of. Again, if you see used price on that on the Ryobi light here, if you see used price, please hit it in the comments so other people could know. Maybe there's a price change, let people know. If you have any comments, let people know. And also, before I go, I really have to give a shout out to Ryobi themselves. Now, this isn't a paid commercial by any means. This is not advertised. This is literally all just my stuff. I just really like what I consider their more family-friendly stuff, like the bug zapper and everything. But I have to give a shout out to Ryobi because years ago, I bought one of their 40 volt. That's why I've got these 40 volt batteries. That's what I chose this charger or this inverter. I bought one of their 40 volt push mowers and I used it for years. And a couple of weeks ago, my kid started talking about how it was smoking and I just blew it off as he was, he might have run into some water or something. And it was just steam. But no, it wasn't. Today, this happened. It just fried. I mean, the whole thing just went up in flames. I'm on the porch and my kid's like, oh my God. And I go right out there. The thing is up in flames. So we had to water it down. Now, again, I bought this thing years ago. I didn't save the receipts. I didn't save the box. I'm just like that. And I called Ryobi up. And because I found out there was a recall on this exact lawnmower because I was about to blow a lot of money on a new freaking lawnmower. Well, come to find out, they're replacing it. They saw the numbers on it and they had no issues with, make sure I did everything they needed, and I, sent them the photos of everything, and they're apparently going to send me a new lawnmower. They just saved me a lot of money. So if you are watching Ryobi, I want to say thank you, because you could have turned me down because I didn't have a receipt, but you didn't. You said okay. So thank you for that. But again, guys, I hope this was informative. I appreciate you watching. And remember what I always say, go get a camera and show the world how you see it. I'll see you guys next time right here on The Average Guy or Dorky Dudes or whatever we're doing. See ya!